This is going to be one of those episodes where I just give away way too much. This is like 100% value bomb, just dropping the value bomb on you. I'm going to pull back the curtains. I'm going to explain like so much that frankly, I should just be selling this. I'm going to give you a scalable process for selling high ticket offers through high ticket funnels, and especially that leverages the two call close. And as far as selling any kind of high ticket consulting or coaching or service offer, this really is pretty much the most effective thing that you can do at this point. This is what's working across the board right now. And I'm going to give you at least a very solid and actionable overview that you can use in today's episode.
These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough.
Okay, so I'm going to break down the conversion architecture of this, like how this basic process is built. So number one, there's an application process. And when you think of like sales funnels and the type of funnels that are created online where it's a series of pages that you go through, the funnel is really just like this first part of the process. It's the application process. It's what's created online for people to enter into the high ticket closing situation. The next step of the conversion architecture is call number one, which is going to be a qualification call. And we'll get into these things in a minute. It's going to be a qualification call to figure out if this person is even qualified to become a client. And then call number two, which is the next and final step, is where you actually close the deal. Two call close. There's call number one, call number two, and something to get them on those calls in the first place. And so like that's the basic conversion architecture. It's not that complex. It's not that, it's not that difficult to do. It's not that difficult to build, but it's really effective. And if you build high ticket sales funnels for yourself, for clients, for any of that, this is the place where you start and test away from it. So in direct marketing, you want to start with something that is most likely to achieve success. And then if you have ideas for how to do it differently, you test away from the thing that is most likely to achieve success. So this has high probability of success. Let's try this first. And then if we think we should change it, okay, does this work better? No, it doesn't. Let's go back to this. Does this work better? Yeah, it does. Okay, let's move over to this, right? So this is where you start. The 3 steps: application process, call number one for qualification, and call number two for closing the sale. So let's go through this. The application process it's a 3-step funnel. And what you're going to do for step 1 of the funnel is basically you say, hey, here's the success that we've had with other people. And so you present a proof of result. This can be video testimonials. It can be case studies. It can be some other written testimonials. It can be just, hey, we achieved these results for our clients. And then the call to action is to fill out an application or to book an introductory call. Now there's all sorts of different languaging and everything that's used around this, but basically the call to action on this page is, hey, let's talk and see if we can get you these results too, right? So page number 1 is, hey, check out those results we're getting with other people. Would you like to get these results too? Let's figure that out, okay? So call to action to go to the application. Page 2 of this funnel, and again, fairly simple. Page 2 is results reinforcement. So awesome, you're ready to take the next step. Here's the results you can expect to see when you work with us. Here's the results that we get for clients. Here is the outcome, this future state, this future scenario that we can help you achieve through working with you. And then there is an actual application and scheduler for call number 1. So here's the application to work with us. Here's the information that we need from you. We're gathering information about them to figure out if they are a good fit for us. So we have something to talk about on call number 1. and we're actually doing scheduling on the page. Now, for example, I use Book Like a Boss. Other people use different tools for this, but basically you want them to fill out the application and then schedule this initial call. And we'll talk about that call in just a second here. But page number 2, it goes through that. And then page 3, once they've submitted the application and scheduled the call, there is a confirmation page, just a confirmation. Oh, you've made a wonderful decision. Reinforce the value. So yeah, we can't wait to help you achieve these results and anything that they need to do to prepare for the call. So if you want them to fill out any kind of form or worksheet that you can discuss with them on the call, anything like that, in addition to the application that they've already filled out, put that on this page. And then call number 1. And when I say that this is a very scalable process, part of the way that you make this scalable is you actually have somebody whose primary job is just to do this call number 1. This is not like a sales closer. This is just somebody who gathers information. This can be a junior salesperson. It can be a person who's largely just an appointment setter. It can be something like that. Call number 1 is really just a qualification disqualification call. Hey, before we actually dive into exploring what it might be like to work together, we want to make sure that you are a good fit for us. The other way that this is scalable is if you are like a freelancer, you're running a one-person business, this is limiting the length of the initial call that you have with someone, just kind of to touch base and, hey, is this a good fit? It makes it easier actually for them to say yes to the call. It also makes sure that you're only getting on extended calls with people who are the best fit for you. So this call number 1 is the qualification or disqualification call, qualification and disqualification. And it's typically a short call. Schedule it for 15 to 20 minutes total. You don't want to schedule it for more than that. Really what you're trying to do is you are assessing the symptoms. So if your offer is to help them solve a specific problem, right? The problem, if it's a financial problem, or let's say it's a business problem, it's not enough leads, not enough customers, not enough sales, not good enough copy, whatever it is, right? There are symptoms of that. So you're looking to assess the symptoms of the problem here. And typically what you're going to do is you're just going to go through the application with them. Okay, I see that this is going on. I see your revenue is this. Has that been growing? Has that been decreasing? What's going on? What are you doing for email marketing right now? Just taking a few notes, right, about what's going on. Maybe provide a little bit of quick value, like, oh, have you tried these different things? Oh, some of our clients have done this. Is that something you've done? Point them towards additional resources, anything like that. If they are qualified as a good potential prospect for your services, you do not try to close them on this call. You don't even really get into your offer. And if you're doing this with multiple people doing it, this first person, really their job is just to figure out if the higher level consultative sales person is, if it's going to be a good fit for them to talk to this additional person. And so that person can have all sorts of different titles, a new client, new client onboarding person. It can be a customer care specialist. It can be a account manager. It can be, there's all sorts of different names that you can give to that person based on how you structure the company. Basically, that person, though, needs to be positioned as somebody who's an expert at helping them get the resources that they need to succeed. And this first person is really just, hey, I'm here to help make sure that we have all the information that we need to continue this conversation. So it's a short call, 15 to 20 minutes, to assess the symptoms, figure out if this person actually has a problem and that they are likely to be able to solve with your products or services, your high ticket offer. Maybe provide quick value of pointing them towards additional resources or anything like that. And then the call to action at the end of this call, if they are qualified, like if you haven't disqualified them by saying, oh, they're not ready for our services, or they're just not a fit for our services in whatever way, if you haven't disqualified them, then the call to action is, okay, well, let's schedule a call for a longer period. Let's schedule a little bit of a longer call with this other person or with me to figure out what the next steps are moving forward and to kind of map out the action plan. So if you're interested in that, let's actually schedule, let's open up our calendars right now and schedule that call. And this can all happen again within about 15 to 20 minutes. So there's a call to action to schedule call number 2 and actually do it while they're on the line. Call number 2 is the big one. Call number 2 is where you can actually close the deal. So typically this is a longer call, schedule it for up to 60 minutes, maybe with a little bit of flexibility, just depending on, depending on your experience and depending on what your experience has been in closing new clients on these types of calls. You might find that it makes more sense to have up to 90 minutes blocked out on your calendar or schedule it for 45 minutes. Figure out what works for you, but typically this is up to about 60 minutes. And my recommendation for this call, now I actually teach this in my Client Getting Blueprint training and in the Launch Your Client Business free mini course. I talk about this a bit. My recommendation is to go through my PISA formula for how to actually do these consultative selling calls. And PISA, as a reminder, if you don't know it, or if you do know it, or as an introduction, if you do know it, is problem, agitate, invalidate, solve, and ask. So PAISA, problem. Okay, I'd like to know more about the challenge that you're facing. Let's dive in deeper into this problem, this challenge that you're facing. Okay, agitation. Why is it so important for you to solve this problem now? Like why has this become a priority today? Invalidation is looking at other things that they've tried and identifying why they're still looking for a solution. So, what have you done so far? How have you tried to solve this? Okay, solution is looking at what is this ideal solution going to contain? Not specifically your product, not specifically your high ticket offer at this point, but what is success going to look like? If we, to use the Dan Sullivan question, if we were having this conversation again 3 years from now, and you were to look back on this conversation today and recognize that this was the beginning of all the positive changes that you're seeking, what will have had to have changed over these last 3 years, personally and professionally, in order for you to be fully satisfied with your progress? Okay, so we're looking back and we're identifying what the success criteria looks like. And then A is action, actually getting them to take action, asking them, explaining what your offer is and how it's going to get them that solution that they're looking for. And so we're having this conversation. We go through, problem, agitation, and validation, a solution, and action. We anchor success. Okay, I think I can help you achieve this. If we're able to achieve this, if we're able to solve this challenge for you, here's what life is going to look like afterwards. We're anchoring success. And then here's the offer. Here's what it takes to work with us. Here's what it takes to get started, and then close. So would you like to make that payment over the phone today, or whatever the appropriate close is for your situation? So it could be, I can send out the work plan to you along with details about how to make your payment to get started, etc. So that's the call number 2, the offer and the close. Going back through the entire conversion architecture, we talked about the application process. We talked about call number 1, like that qualification call, the short call to just make sure that they are a good prospect. The call number 2, which is where we actually close the sale with them. Now, there are some important considerations for this. Number 1, this has to be based on a really solid offer. Like, you have to make a solid offer. You have to have a solid offer in place in order to do this. Just having this framework in place is not going to automatically mean that you're providing amazing value to clients and they want to do business with you. You actually have to have a solid offer. You have to be able to present it well, maybe some good case studies, some client success experience that you can leverage as you're having these conversations. You have to be able to serve the clients. You can make a bunch of promises, but are you going to be able to fulfill them? And you also have to be pretty comfortable to actually close high ticket sales on the phone. You have to be able to talk about what you do with some level of confidence, conviction, authority. You have to be able to talk about it, and ultimately that ends up coming out of experience, and it ends up coming out of going through the reps and doing the reps a bunch of times. And maybe the way that you actually start your business is not with this more advanced process, right? This more advanced high ticket sales funnel. and to call close. Maybe you start your business just by getting one client and serving that client and getting the next client and serving that client. But as you grow, like this is the kind of stuff that you need to focus on. So if you do really want to make sure that you have a solid foundation in place, I mentioned earlier my Launch Your Client Business free mini course. It's 3 episodes. I'll include a link in the description where you can go into that, and it kind of lays the groundwork for building a business where this kind of to-call close and high-ticket sales funnel is going to work really well for you. So again, check that out. It's completely free, the Launch Your Client Business free mini course. Let me know in the comments below how valuable you found this and why. What are your action items? What are your takeaways? Do you feel like your business is ready for this? Is this something you are working towards? Is this something that you're already using and having a lot of success with? Everybody I know who has a funnel structured this way is doing really well with it. But I'd love to hear your experience. Also, tap that like button before you go so you get more content like this delivered to you. And so the magical algorithms of the internet will share it with more people like you who will find it valuable. You can certainly share it with folks directly and subscribe before you go. You can subscribe here. Also go to that. It's breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com/LYCB. Signs you up for the Launch Your Client Business free mini course. Plus, you'll get my daily episode notifications and more exclusive content for email subscribers. Again, I'm Roy Furr. This is your daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I always aim for 10 out of 10 value. I hope I've delivered it here, and I will catch you again in the next episode.
Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.